Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? This is Amanda. It is the 19th of October, and yes, 2 videos from me in 2 days. Is this a record? Probably, yes. A bit like waiting for a bus. 2 have come along at the same time. But it's as though the concentration of the energy for this week is in this part of it. So I just want to get the work out there, and then you can spend your time watching my work if you wish to, that I've brought out around this time. If you don't know what the other video is, it's about an hour and 20 minutes on galactic energy, channeling Ashtar and the Galactic Federation of Light. And it's gone down really well. Thank you to everybody that's already watched it. Went up last night. Right, this video is to do with the Aries full moon, and I'm recording it this way on my little iPhone because I have not got time to faff around with editing and different bits of software today. I suddenly realised it will be Aries full moon already, or coming into it, in one part of our world, so I just needed to get this out quickly. So we're going to bring through some messages. I'm going to use a couple of decks today. I'm going to use the Earth Magic deck by Stephen Farmer, and I'm going to use the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. They feel as though they are brilliant contrasts in terms of as above, so below. One of them very shamanic in nature, elemental in nature, and the other one more galactic. So all feels good there. Before we get to the cards though, let's just take a moment to pause and observe the energy of this coming full moon. My part of the world, it will be full tomorrow on the 20th, but as we know, the effects of the full moon go before it and after it, and this feels as though it's pretty powerful. Yeah, it's in Aries, so it might be interesting for you to look at obviously where Aries falls in your chart. I just did that for myself, and I have got Saturn in Aries in the 10th house, and I'd never really maybe appreciated that, so maybe that gives me a little bit of punch when I need it. It does feel as though we're all being asked to punch through something, or indeed get a punch bag, to release maybe some of our frustration, unexpressed energy, whatever that may be, in a safe and constructive way that doesn't hurt you, it doesn't hurt anybody else, it doesn't hurt the planet, because boy, Mother Earth is working overtime at the moment, trying to transmute so much of the lower energy that we as a species just keep, expecting her to transmute for us. Because lower energy will always sort of sink. I'm reading, some of you know that I'm starting to read the Ringing Cedars books. I'm only on book 1, Anastasia, but one of the things it talks about in that is that lower energy, such as anger, for example, or frustration, rage, sadness, whatever, energies that are heavier in nature always sort of sink down into Mother Earth, and so she holds them for us and ultimately has to transmute them. And waking up today, of course, we have got, I say of course, you might not know, but there's just been a earthquake in Greece, or around Greece, coast of Turkey as well. I assume it's the same quake. I don't think there's any damage, fortunately, but it's 6. It's quite a large one. We've also had a 4.3 earthquake on the ongoing situation around La Palma, and that volcano there is showing no signs of easing up. The pictures of it, actually, I don't know if you've been watching the live stream. There is a live stream of this volcano as it just is, releasing its lava and its fire and its energy, is majestic, but equally in many ways terrifying, because it's the power of nature. I mean, I'm not frightened of nature, but you have to be in awe, might be a better way of putting it. Some of the pictures are just extraordinary. Homes completely engulfed in sediment and lava and ash. There was a very iconic image, I think this was last week, of one of the church spires that was standing, and then it just started to topple as the elemental energy just sort of took over. It does feel as though, over and above there being a volcano happening there, that this is a reformation of the land mass there. Whether new islands may rise as a result of this, we will watch and observe with interest. But right now it's just allowing nature to do her thing. So yeah, that's one example of the earth just literally having to release all of this pent up energy that we as human beings have, and nature helps to try and conduct that. But we have to do our part as well, of course. And that's probably what this full moon in Aries is all about. It's about facing your own feelings, facing your own rage, getting it out in a constructive way. On the radio this morning, I only had it on for about 5 minutes or so, but a song came on and it just feels like a really good anthem for this full moon in Aries. Yes, it's another 1980s reference, but my God, this band, or particularly this guy, have stood the test of time and demand complete and utter respect. I'm talking about Mr. Paul Weller. I'm talking about The Jam. It was Start by The Jam. It's just such an anthem, and it just gets you in that energy of, yeah, let's do this, let's go. If you don't know the song, listen to it. I very much encourage you to do so. Right, shall we do some cards? Shall we do some cards? I've also got actually a rather beautiful poem to read to you. In fact, I think I'll read the poem first because it's a nice segue between my video yesterday where I was talking about the galactic energy and the void and all of that, and this one. This is from a diary. It is written by a lady called Emily Kedar in 2019. I want to give her full credit. It's in this diary, which is called the Wee Moon Diary, Gaia Rhythms for Women. But, you know, you guys are going to like this poem as well. So this is her work. It's only a little poem, but I'm going to read it to you because it's just beautiful. And it's called The Dancing Species. The Dancing Species. So it says, "We are the dancing species. Practice this sacred power. We are shapeshifters." I talked about that yesterday as well. We are shapeshifters, sheltering the common spark of all form in the curling ribbon of changing breath. Try on other skins and move around in them. Become spring rain, blood-lusting tiger, watchful gazelle, one beat to the next. Become anything, all by falling through space and catching yourself. Falling and catching, falling and catching. Music carrying you beyond and through all form. Practice this power, let it ground you and feed you. Shapeshifter, lean in to the rhythm, fall through space. Body melt into song's silent light. Change, change, change. Now water, now flame. Now the big wave grief. Now the clear night of desire. All woven into bodies, falling in time. O dancer, become the breath itself. Here you are, vanishing, and you've never been more here. Is that not beautiful? I think that is absolutely beautiful. So Emily Kedar, I don't know who you are, but you've got an extraordinary talent there for words, and I think that is an ode to this full moon and this energy that we're in, where we are weaving and dancing through life. And this Aries energy, and we're about to enter Scorpio season as well, is really demanding. I'm hearing the word demanding that we let go of the old skins, okay? We do shape shift into the next chapter of our life. And it feels as though it's an unstoppable force. The waves are just going to keep coming. The purging is going to keep coming in terms of releasing what we no longer need and welcoming in the new. Okay, so powerful, powerful days. Let's pull in some spiritual support. And I feel as though I'd like to work with the dragon energy particularly. So we're going to bring in Metatron's fire dragon energy, fire elemental. Let's spray this, and then we're going to pull some cards firstly from Stephen Farmer's deck. All fires start slowly is what I'm hearing. All fires start slowly. I'm talking about your own inner fire, your desire, your motivation, your push to aspire to maybe be better, try something new. It all starts often from a very small little flame. It can be that you've received inspiration from maybe just one person or one piece of writing or one piece of work or one piece of art or one piece of music, and it sparks something. Again, the words or the energy of that jam song, start. We have to start with a spark. Okay, so working with the fire energy, managing our own fire energy, tending to our own fire energy, tending to the embers, tending to the flames, tending to our heart's desire, bowing to God's will, surrendering our own ego into the flames. These are energies of the coming days. Okay, let's pull a couple of cards now. I'm hearing 4 cards from this deck. So calling in Archangel Metatron, calling in the dragons, calling in the elementals, calling in Mother Earth. 4 cards, please, for Aries full moon. The first card we've got is the card of strength, and it's the energy of the mountain, the mountain. So we're being told and reminded that we do have the strength for these days. We have the energy of the lotus flower, which is to do with unfoldment. Your inner strength is literally unfolding. Your inner strength is revealing itself. The truth is that sometimes we don't know how strong we are until we're tested. We don't know that we have that inner resolve to keep going, to try something new, to evolve, to adapt, to start again, until we have to, until our back is against the wall often, and we are forced to. So strength is coming. All is unfolding in divine plan and in the way that is intended. Even though it can feel as though it's just adversity, challenge, difficulty, it's worth it to get to the top of the mountain. Let's have 2 more cards, please. What goes with this for Aries full moon? The cave sanctuary. And interestingly, inside this cave, there is a fire where we can keep warm. Let's see what goes with the sanctuary card. What goes with the card of sanctuary? Can you hear the wind outside my window? Gaia, nurturing. It feels as though Gaia just is going to have to do her thing for a little while. I mean, this is obviously going to be an ongoing energy, but in particular, I'm hearing the next 48 hours. That's not to put the fear of God into anybody. That might just be that there's going to be gales and wind and rain and intense sun. It could also mean volcanoes, earthquakes. I mean, I've no idea. I am actually feeling very hot as I'm talking about this, but it's about burning up what is no longer needed. Take sanctuary, basically. Take sanctuary. It's a bit sort of like the energy of just being the recluse maybe for a few days. These Aries full moon energies are full on. There's many people that are going to be tripping up over them. There's many people that are going to be getting not channeling their anger in a constructive way. You can easily get pulled into other people's arguments, other people's dramas, that is not beneficial to you at this time, whether that is online, whether that is face to face, whether it's out on the street, whether it's on public transport. It's definitely a time over the next few days to just lie low a little bit, you know, to lie low and to seek sanctuary in wherever you feel safe, basically. You know, what is your safe place? This can be a safe space within your own mind, i.e. within meditation. Often in meditation, we create a safe space, and I've talked about this before in terms of, you know, I've said mine is like a little walled garden that I can often go into when I meditate, and I can just, you know, I just sit there, I receive healing, it's a peaceful place. So I can go within, you can go within to your inner sanctuary. Equally, you can go within to your heart, the lotus flower, you can go within to your own heart and just tune into the energies there. Whilst it just feels as though Gaia just needs to do her thing, is what I'm hearing. Gaia needs to do her thing. And, you know, the impression on this particular painting is, it's like she's blowing. It does feel as though some of what is being swept away by this full moon energy is via the energy of air, via the power of the wind, via the power of gales. Equally, I'm also now being just drawn to complete and utter stillness. And I don't know whether this is somewhere like a desert, or it feels like it's a desert where the air just is very, very still. And that's very much about just allowing the energy to settle, allowing the energy to settle is all I'm hearing on that. So those cards, that's what those cards are saying to me. What is on the bottom of the deck? Yes, of course. On the bottom of the deck is the card of the full moon, completion. So we are completing a cycle. Full moon is to do with the release of what has been built up over the last month. So those cards feel quite self-explanatory, I feel. Let's now pull 4 cards from the Starseed Oracle. So those are our earthy cards. You know, because again, thinking about the elemental of air, at the top of the mountain, the air is actually quite sparse and thin, isn't it? And so it feels as though it's about, this full moon is also about helping us to adjust to different altitudes. And by that, I'm talking about altitude as in frequency, as in vibration, okay? Downloads coming with this full moon, or basically, you know, energy clearing out for new downloads to come in. Of course, we're not far away from the 1111 portal either. So this is all sort of prepping us for that, for us to be able to reach higher, align to a, I'm hearing a finer frequency. It's interesting. I'm hearing it's a finer frequency. Because what I'm being told here is that sometimes when we talk about frequency and upgrades, I think human beings are very much, we always think of it as almost like it's a ladder. It's like we keep going up and up and up. Whereas what I'm being shown is whatever level we are on at the moment, there are different tones and there are different rooms within that particular frequency that we need to explore more before we then proceed further up. It's as though Metatron is saying we haven't been necessarily fully appreciating the full spectrum of tone, of colour, of light that is available at each step along our path. So, yeah, that's that message. Okay, let's go to this deck now. And let's see what wants to come in. Do just want to get the air elemental spray. As we're talking about it. So weird the way I did that, because I'm feeling as though something is circling around us. It might be literal. You might actually have somebody circling around you, somebody watching you, somebody observing you. This could be good, this could be not so good. It could be somebody I'm hearing who admires you. So it's like being admired from afar, or admired from close proximity, but they haven't yet quite come in to sort of tell you. But equally, it can be, there's an energy of jealousy. There's an energy of jealousy, there's an energy of resentment. It's like what, okay, I'm hearing people watching to see when you're going to fall. Okay, I mean, humankind is complex. There's always a whole variety of emotions out there. And I guess for the naysayers and the people that are just waiting for you to trip up or make a mistake as you continue to climb and evolve on your journey, we need to just go into compassion, because that is a lower frequency, you know, waiting for somebody to fall, or waiting for somebody to fail, or waiting. It's almost like the energy of, I told you so, I told you so. Nitpicky. It's almost like it's like a pest type energy. And it does feel as though it's probably linked into what Metatron is saying, the fact that the gap between what we call 3D and 5D is getting so much bigger than it ever has been before. And so those of us that are trying to really walk the talk and do a good job and just try to be our best every day, other people are getting very triggered by that at the moment. They're getting very triggered by it. And it's as though they just want to wait to be able to call you out on something. So if that is happening in your life, just try and breathe, and let's pull a card on guidance for that. Breathe. Try not to judge. I know it's hard. They are where they are. You are where you are. What guidance have we got here, Metatron, for that type of energy? Sort of that energy of, I want to just call it a pest energy. Oh, interesting. The energy of loneliness. Yes. What the card says, it says, when you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. May I embrace and love my solitude, and that's when kindred spirits can finally come. This pest energy, or the lower energy, is actually coming from a place of feeling abandoned, or feeling alone, or feeling left out. It's as though the gap between you and them is getting bigger, and they don't like it. They feel as though they've been left, basically. It's an energy of abandonment. So I think if you can see it in that light, it's easier to have patience. And then we have the card of spaciousness as well. Yeah, to just try to give people space when they do that. I mean, literally also create space between you and that type of person as well. Be around people who was it I channeled recently? Something came through. I don't think it was Ashtar. I suppose it was Metatron. I can't remember. But somebody said, be around the celebrants. You know, be around people that celebrate your life. The people that do applaud. It's very interesting. With success, with advancement, with achievement, always notice the people who can actually say well done and applaud you, because they are your true soul brothers. You know, there's so much envy out there. When you start to do well, a lot of people will try and pull you down, or they don't like it and they can't congratulate you. So be around the celebrants, but try not to judge the ones who, you know, are of a different vibration. Okay. So that all came, you see, isn't it interesting how energy works? That message came from me observing the way that I was spraying this. That's why these are called energy sprays, okay? It's linked into all aspects of it. It's not just to do with, obviously, what they smell like or, you know, how they make you feel. It's to do with observing, you know, things such as that. Right, let's get to our Starseed cards. What message is the please for the Aries full moon? Weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. I think that probably applies to most of us, that we are all carrying baggage and worry that often is not ours to carry. One thing that I've been thinking in the last 24 hours or so, 48 hours, coming up for me big time, is when we love other people and we see that they maybe have difficulty in their life. If we are an empath, we want to go in and help them. We want to go in and take away their problem. We want to just make it right for them. But what you're actually doing when you do that is you are denying them their soul journey, their experience of maybe being, in a place of difficulty. But through that place of difficulty, that's where they can learn, okay? So, sorry, I know who that is. It's my mum, bless her. I'll get it in a minute. I know why she's ringing. I'm taking her to the opticians and she's just wanting me to know that, remind me that, do I know I'm taking her? I can't turn the camera off because I'm recording on my phone. It's quite a good example, isn't it? She's ringing right now and she won't let it go. I already know that I'm taking you, Mum. Can you just get that message, please? Thank you. I will ring her back in a minute. Responsibility, burden, weight of the world, whoever it is in our life. Let it go. Let it go. Well, I was trying to articulate through all that ringing phone, I hope you heard me because it's a really important point, is that when we love other people and we see their struggle, we can help them, we can support them, we can't do it for them, okay? You have to just allow other people their journey. But definitely with the full moon, it's very much about letting go, okay? Right, let's see what else we get. I'm hearing that song by Louis Armstrong, We Have All the Time in the World. That's a bit of a contrast to the jam. We have all the time in the world. Okay. The courageous peony. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Now I'm sort of going like that, taken aback by that, because those of you that have watched my Ashtar video, I actually tried to make that video 2 days before and I recorded maybe 20 minutes, but then I decided to can it and do it again, simply because there was so much information coming out and it was all coming out in a very unstructured way. And I was trying to make it a little bit more, logical, sounds very Dr. Spock, in terms of how the information was being delivered to you. But one thing that came through in it, the first cut, which I forgot to put in the second cut, was Ashtar mentioned the peony. I know I'm saying it wrong. Sorry, you know me. Don't call me out. I hate people when they call me out on names I get wrong. I get names wrong all the time. It's one of my little traits. It might be very frustrating and it might make you, feel that red anger rising. Why can't she say the name of the bloody flower? I don't know why I can't. I just can't. So let it go, okay? It doesn't matter. That flower. He gave me that flower for the world. And it was interesting because often we think of the earth as maybe like a beautiful rose, but he showed me it as a peony. I think I've said it right there, peony. And so there's something about the meaning of that particular flower, isn't there? If it's come up again, I'll see if I can just quickly find out what the meaning is of it for you. But in terms of this particular deck, it obviously has a different meaning as well. Peony meaning, they symbolize different things around the world. Because of the Greek myth with Peona, I've said that wrong, the nymph, they grew to symbolize bashfulness. In Japan, they're used as a symbol of bravery, honor, and good fortune. They symbolize prosperity, good luck, love, and honor. Honor feels important, yeah. It's as though the earth was being bestowed by the energy of that beautiful flower. Anyway, in this respect, this is about reminding you that you are a multifaceted soul, you are a multifaceted being, you have a unique nature, and to allow yourself to be seen in all your uniqueness, difference. That's what makes you, you. And it's as though this Aries energy is coming through to give us the courage and the motivation to just show up as we are. I'm showing up as I am. If you don't like me as I am, you don't like the way I sound as I am, It doesn't matter. Somebody else will. It feels very much about finding tribe, doesn't it? You know, people either get you or they don't get you. And it's about sinking into the energy of this lotus flower. It's about unconditional self-acceptance of ourselves, but equally other people, you know? If we can truly love and honour another person, even if they do things that are maybe a little bit weird or a little bit odd, or we don't quite get that aspect of them, or we don't like their hair, or we don't like this about them, and we don't like the way they dress, just love them anyway. So, but equally, it's also about you loving your own little quirks. Your quirks are what make you, you. There was I was watching Breakfast TV and they had Nigel Havers on, who's a UK actor. He's very suave, is Nigel. All of us ladies of a certain age have a thing about Nigel Havers. But anyway, Nigel Havers was on and Richard Madeley were on. And they were talking and Richard said, of course, we look like each other. And what Richard said was, he said, I mean, no disrespect, he said, we've both got the same sort of shaped nose. They've got, I mean, they're lovely looking men, but their nose is maybe a little bit bigger. You know, some people would say maybe a bit of a big nose, but that's what makes them them. That's what actually makes them, I think, really attractive. Both of them, I think, are really attractive. Don't change your nose. I don't know why I'm saying this. Maybe one of you needs to hear this. Right. Okay. Be you. 2 more cards. Aries full moon. Child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Those of you that have already had time to watch my Ashtar video, you know that is completely in sync with what he was telling us yesterday. That the cosmos lies within you, that you are the cosmos, you are a child of the cosmos. And absolutely, as she says there, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. And it does very much feel as though we are waking up. As I said yesterday, these videos are very tied together to our galactic heritage. Okay, there was that bit in the video where Metatron took one of our hands, Ashtar took the other, and we were able to journey through space and time and explore. That message about exploring other dimensions and other galaxies and other ideas, it came to me today that one of the blocks and the pieces of resistance that we have to doing that is also linked into the way that we grow up. It's linked into our society. It's the way that we learn. We're very compartmentalized, you know, that this is what geography is. This is what history is. This is what, for example, for me, English is, you know, and it's, you know, you read these books, but there's a whole other library there that doesn't even get tapped into, and authors that aren't even mentioned, etc. So I was shown this morning this great big library, you know, which is basically the cosmic library. I'm not talking the Akashic Records, I'm talking the cosmic library. And we're all being basically invited to just go and explore. And when I say read some books, I'm actually talking about really reading and opening up for new experiences, whether that be through new people, new jobs, new love, new guides, whatever it is. It's reminding you that you're a child of the cosmos and you're actually here to play. And it's much easier to play when you can let go of the responsibilities and the burdens, isn't it? Okay. 4th card. Star Brothers. Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety and trust. Our Star Brothers. I'm actually going to read you whatever the message is that goes with that card. If I can find it quickly, because it feels important. It says, you're more protected than you can imagine. It's safe to open the back of your heart. You're being called to be open to receiving a new level of support now from those in your life and from the benevolent beings you're connected with. Through ancestral patterning, current life traumas, and past life karmic impressions, many of us have become mistrustful and suspicious of loyalty and have blocks when it comes to receiving support. I think that's probably true, isn't it? We've learned that we need to go at life alone, that it's not safe to let our guard down and our heart be open, that the world isn't a friendly place. The Star Brothers want you to have a new experience of life on Earth. They want you to feel secure and safe, even if you're going through a difficult time. They're guiding you to stay open to receiving a greater level of support than you can ever imagine. Call in your team of loyal protectors and supporters, both physically and energetically. And it's asking, how can you open yourself up to receive more support? I think the 2 videos that I've done over the last 2 days are basically asking you to open up to more support, to let go of the blocks and the resistance that we have to what we do not understand, including our resistance to going into the void. And, you know, when I look at this card now, the Sanctuary card and the Cave, that actually feels quite void-like as well. It's, you know, the fire is on, the lights are still there within the unknown. So, and the interesting thing is that Sanctuary can very much be found in the void as well. Those of you that work with my colour sprays, the Midnight Indigo one in particular, when we link into that energy, a lot of people resist going into it because it's a dark colour. And it's like, oh, I'm not sure, you know, is it gonna feel too heavy, too difficult? Am I going to have to face my shadow? Well, yes, you are. But the beauty of it is that actually you feel very held and very, very supported. Yeah, I'll just grab it because maybe we need to feel it together. Midnight Indigo, light in the dark, okay? So full moon in Aries, opening up to the empty places, which are not truly empty. Opening up to the greater universe, opening up to the mysteries of life, opening up to the unknown, opening up to all parts of yourself, opening up your heart that you may have barricaded and blocked from receiving the love, the support of your fellow brothers and sisters, opening up to the wider cosmos with the protection of Ashtar and Metatron, your higher self, feeling the support and the safety and the love, that you are not floating through time alone, you are not floating through space alone, that our planet is not alone, that you are held always, loved always, that within the darkness there is always light, that within the heaviness there is always someone or some being or something that can help you to offload it, to release it. Let go, let go, let go. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Transmute, transmute, transmute. Love, love, love. Unity, unity, unity. You, me, us. You, me, us. You, me, us. Just peace. Just peace. Just peace. Namaste. Happy full moon. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Lots of love. Bye-bye for now.